and not quite feeling like you've got a bounce in your step. Okay, I'm going to show you how to get a bounce in your step very quickly. You cannot feel unhappy while you're doing this. Okay, people, you're going to have to get up with me. Okay. So what we're going to be doing, you're going to shake your booty. Shake your booty. Ahmed, I see you checking my booty and not doing it. Ahmed, get off your ass. Okay, we're going to shake some booty. Okay, people, you cannot be unhappy when you're shaking your booty. Ahmed, look at Ahmed's smile. Did you see? It worked. Ahmed, it's guaranteed. Money back guarantee. You cannot be unhappy while you're shaking your ass. Okay, so while we're using ass excessively in this session, you cannot be unhappy. Come on, people who did it with me, who still feels unhappy? Okay, if you feel unhappy, then I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do for you. I look at Ahmed, I'm putting him on the spot. Ahmed, thanks for playing along, Ahmed. Johan, enough now with the sound effects, for Pete's sake. Okay, folks, so we are going to talk about, how we can respond kindly and appropriately to our audiences. But before we get there, I want to know a few things from you. And for this next session, you are going to talk back to me using aha slides. All right. Seeing Anisha's just like laughing. Okay. So you're going to go to aha slides, and your code for aha slides is, let's see. Your code for aha slides is asshole. All right, you're going to go to aha slides. I'm going to shortly share my screen with you, and I will also put a QR code on the screen. Let's just do that, and I'm going to get your QR code here. Okay, so if you point your phone at that, you can scan that QR code. It's going to take you to the slides. Otherwise, if you want to do this in your browser, go to ahaslides.com/asshole. Okay, and I've got 19 people on there, 20 people. Let's get everyone on there. Okay, good job, good job, good job. Okay, so your first question on aha slides is, how does your inbox make you feel? Okay, I'm seeing some emotions there: busy, tired, important, run, you want to run, overwhelmed, annoyed, busy, some more overwhelmed. So again, I'm sharing the screen. You can see my screen, right? Okay, good job. Johan's running in here going, I can't see the screen. Okay, great. So getting caught in the abyss. Hurtful, sick, tired, excited, defeated, lost. All right, let's get a few comments. No. All right, so we've done this a few times with a few audiences in the last few weeks, and it's been very predictable. Okay, this is pretty much the shit we get every time. Okay, I'm really glad that there's a few nice ones. Important, vomit. Okay, but overall, people are saying they're feeling overwhelmed. All right. Now, which statement do you identify most? I manage my inbox, or my inbox manage me? All right, nice little competition going there. Nice little competition going there. Okay, there's a couple of people that have got their shit together nicely. I think I need to consult with you. All right. Okay, seeing a few people sad there. Okay, now, your biggest challenges. Share your biggest challenges with email. What are some of your biggest challenges with email? Okay, people passing on their work in an email. Yeah, passing on the buck. Okay, so you need to mark stuff as complete, but you're dependent on others. Prioritizing. It never ends. Urgency. Yeah, people are quite demanding. There's too many emails, the volumes. Finding the time to reply to difficult or sensitive emails. I get a great deal of junk. Yeah, and sometimes the important stuff gets lost like in between the junk. So you're not getting a response on what I request or inquire. Overpowering non-POPI compliant deviations. Yeah. Nice image. Always get an email storm since I'm the first contacted client. Yeah, an issue can be solved by a phone call goes to email. Yeah, you need to read through them all. You need to sift through them to see like what's important and what's not important. Yeah, and then people just ignore email. So when they get to that threshold, they just start ignoring it. And that's when you don't get those responses. Yeah. All right. All right. So I think we can see from this that it is a real problem. All right. And it's probably not going to get better soon. So the volume's increasing. Let me just get a show of hands. Before COVID and after COVID, do you think your email got worse? Now that you're not seeing people. Okay, Michael's saying definitely volumes increased. All right. What about the emotional tone in emails? You think the emotional tone got worse in emails? Are people more demanding? Yeah, Abby's saying people are more demanding. Yeah. So Tshegoe, let me get a bit of feedback from you because you've got a very challenging job. Tshegoe is the protector to her CEO. All right. So Tshegoe, share with me a little bit of the emotions that you see in the emails demanding that they get the CEO's attention. Do you think it got more demanding after COVID?
Thank you for that, Chantel. Yes, it did. I'm receiving more emails during COVID. Before, when I was at the office, it was quite reasonable. I could do 1, 2, 3, 4, jungling around my job properly. But ever since I'm working, depending on the emails, believe you me, I never go to bed having finished my work. It's piling. Because everything is needed at the same time. Everyone wants the response like yesterday. And yet I have quite a number of things to attend to. So believe you me, COVID has brought us, I don't know what to call it, but some kind of a shirt. Huh? Mind my language, don't mind my language. Yeah.
I've personally not ever heard Tshegoe swear, so it must be really bad. All right. Yeah. So the dilemma is, it's almost as if our environment has gotten worse, but not necessarily our skills to cope with the environment. So I think really the people who have adapted well are people who really upgraded their skills for this new environment. So in a few moments, I'm going to talk to you about a framework that I created that really, really helps me with responding to emails and to not be an asshole on email. Sometimes I catch myself and I'm busy responding to an email and I go, wait. This is important enough. I should take more time because I think we're in such a hurry. Sometimes I feel like literally I'm just dodging the bullet. I'm just batting the stuff away. Let me just land it with someone that can do something about it. Otherwise, I'm the one that's going to drop the ball. Who feels like that? Okay, so you're just batting it away. And sometimes you answer so quickly that we don't think about how it's gonna land. So I want to tell you a little bit of a story. I was working on a very critical project. I was part of a consulting team within a big corporate, and I got an email from the project sponsor. And I read this email and I went like, WTF. She was rude. She was obnoxious. It was just like, I read this email and I go, I have to reread this. So I started typing a reply. And those were one of those that landed in my drafts folder because I knew like I was probably going to end my career maturely and destroy a whole lot of relationships if I sent that email that was in the draft. And I was like ready to battle. Like I was going to go, I was going to put her in a place. And then I thought about it and I thought, you know what? In email, sometimes we're assholes, but if we're face to face, we can sort it out a lot quicker. So I actually printed her email. I walked to her office. I made an appointment. I printed the email. I walked to her office. I said, I'm not sure that I got the way your email landed with me was maybe not like it should have landed. Can you take me through this email? Read it to me. She read the first 2 lines and she probably like, what the fuck? How could I have sent an email like this? Because all of a sudden she could hear herself saying the shit that landed so badly with me. Okay. It's a very different story. That's why sometimes my team will catch me reading out my emails out loud, because sometimes the words, as we type them and as we say them, they would never land like that. I'm seeing a lot of bobbing heads going, yes, yes, yes. Abby, you've received those mails. I can see you with me. Linda, I can see you with me. Okay, great. So I want to take you through a framework, and we will put this on the Brand Love Academy for you. You're also welcome to make some notes as we go through this, but you will get a copy of this. And then I'm going to take you through an example. And when I show this to you, I understand that obviously you can't plan all emails like this, but this is a tool that helps you with a certain thinking pattern where you always start. We talk about client centricity, we talk about employee centricity. This always starts with your audience. All right. So let me take you through this template. This template has 2 pages. So you're welcome to draw with me as we go through this, but you're also welcome to just sit back and relax and just enjoy my entertainment here. So we're going to start with, if you want to communicate with impact. So ultimately, I'm giving you a recipe for getting the shit that you want to get out of someone. Okay, if you want to achieve your goal, this is the way to think about your audience. All right, and I'm not saying this is going to work every time, but this might just improve the likelihood of you getting what you need to get. It's just going to improve that likelihood a lot. All right, so you start with your audience. All right, who are you communicating with? Who are you sending an email to? Who are you doing a presentation to? Who are you writing a document to? And you want to say, like, what do I know about my audience? And I'm going to take you through an example. So I'm going to explain the template and then I'll take you through an example. So what do I know about them? Then what is the problem I'm solving? What is the problem I want to solve through this communication? Now, people, I want to just quickly talk about bosses, because I have, in my 25-year corporate career, I was convinced I had the worst bosses ever. Okay. I believed that I was just lucky that every boss I had was an asshole. All right. Until I started Brand Love. Okay. And I can tell you, I now have the worst boss ever. Okay. And the problem was never my bosses. Okay. It was me. Okay. It was just a lot easier to call them assholes. I never looked at what is the problem I'm solving for them. And if I understood 30 years ago that I exist to make my bosses look good and for them to achieve success, all right, not for me to fight the system, to be a rebellious creative in this system where I had so many ideas and I wanted to change the world, but I irritated the shit out of people around me. All right. So what's really important when you focus on what's the problem that you're solving, you cannot just be solving a problem for yourself. You need to think about, how do I relate my problem to the bigger ecosystem? What is the ultimate problem I'm trying to solve? And you will see in my example how we're going to position this. So what do I want the audience to feel when they read the email? What do I want them to feel when they read the email? Most of the emails I've sent in my corporate career, I'm sure people read it and go, oh, not this again. Oh, she's complaining again. Oh, she's fighting the system again. Oh, she's high maintenance. I've been called high maintenance so much in my career. And I wanted to solve problems. I just didn't go about the right way to solve them. Okay, next step. What do I want the audience to do? What action do I want them to take? Then what do I want them to think? While they're reading the email, do I want them to think I'm high maintenance? Do I want them to think I'm complaining? Do I want them to think I'm passing the buck? Probably not. All right. And then what do they need from me to act? If they need to make a decision or if they need to do something, what do they need from me in order to do what they need to do? All right, you got that. So one full page dedicated to the audience and what I need to tell them so that they will do what I want them to do. Then we're going to go to the message. Now I'm going to work on the message. With that backdrop of my audience, I'm going to work on the message. And I'm going to start in this block here. So if I write this email and the message doesn't land or it gets ignored, what is the impact? What is the impact if they ignore or do not do what I ask in the message? Then, number one there, I need to phrase the problem. What is the problem I'm trying to solve? Number two, give them a little bit of information. Why should they give a shit about this problem? All right? Then I want to paint what is the outcome, the positive and the negative outcome. So how are we going to solve that problem? What's the positive and the negative outcome of either solving or not solving the problem? And then I'm going to say the action needed. Now, this action needed is really important. That should be your subject line. Okay, your subject line should be the action that you want people to take, because sometimes you have a very short attention span of the person getting the email and they will only read the subject line, and the subject line will guide whether they're going to give any more attention to that email, right? Okay, you got the template. Now let me take you through an example. Okay, so I want to ask my manager whether I can go on some training. Can anybody identify with that? Okay, want to go on some training. Okay, Jacqueline and Ahmed, they want to go on some training as well. So my audience is my manager. He's very busy. He's under a lot of pressure to perform. Okay, and he also has budget pressure. So the problem I'm trying to solve is they've just put me on a new project. I'm slightly out of my depth. I'm lacking some confidence. And there is a course on project management that I want to do that I believe is going to give me that boost. It's going to give me the knowledge. It's going to give me a little bit more confidence so that I don't feel like a total imposter. So you need to be very honest about yourself when you're going through this process. You don't need to share everything with your audience, but you need to be honest when you are planning this. Okay, how do I want my manager to feel when he reads this email from me? I want him to feel successful. I want him to feel like a rock star leader and like he's making a positive impact on my life, that I believe he wants to make a positive impact in my life. So what do I want them to do? I want him to support me in my learning journey, and I want him to invest in me. What should he think? That I'm committed and I'm making a real contribution to the company, and he should know that I'm willing to make some sacrifices to get this training and that I want to do a good job. Okay, so that's what I want him to think while he's reading this email, not, oh, Chantal's asking for training again. She's a slacker. She just doesn't want to be in the office. All right. So I'm being very deliberate about what I want him to think. So what does he need to act? So he needs some practical details, like how much is the course? How much productive time will I spend doing it? What's the budget needed? And ultimately, what's the benefit he's going to get out of me going on this course? All right, so now I get to my storyline. So if I send this message and he ignores the message, all right, or he files it away to deal with later and he doesn't get back to me, so I will miss the opportunity to do the training. I will have to ask again, and then I'm going to feel like I'm nagging. Okay. And he's probably going to get irritated with me if I ask multiple times. And maybe he's just ignoring it because he doesn't want to say yes, or he doesn't want to answer me because he feels bad that he doesn't have budget. Well, it can be a multitude of reasons. Okay, so how I'm going to phrase this problem is, dear manager, I'm feeling nervous about this new project and I feel like I lack skills. I want to upgrade my skills with a training course. So there's an online course in project management from Harvard online that I can do over weekends as to not impact my deliverables. Okay, so I'm giving him a ton of information in a very short sentence. It's from Harvard, which means it's really good. Okay, Harvard doesn't put on shit. I will do it over the weekend, which shows my commitment that I'm willing to give some time. And I'm showing him that I'm willing to sacrifice as well. I'm not gonna sacrifice my deliverables. And it's 3 months and it costs 20,000 Rand. Okay, now I'm gonna play the positive and the negative aspects. You know, I feel that I can do a better job and ensure successful outcomes for the project if I have more confidence and skills. Okay, I'm willing to take this course, online course, and do it over a weekend. Then I give him an out because I know if he has to say no, he's going to feel like shit. Okay, if people continuously feel like shit when you engage with them, they don't want to engage with you anymore. Okay, so I give him a plan B. I plan my plan B, but I position plan A in a way that plan A sounds better than plan B. So my plan B is, if there's no budget for this, I have an alternative that I'll pay for on Udemy, but I would like 2 hours a week to work on this if I pay for the cheaper option on Udemy. So my variables are time, money. You give me money, I use my time, or I give the money and I use your time. You decide, but it's kind of, he can't say no to both. Do you see what I'm doing? I'm giving him the options there and the outcome. So if I'm more confident, I can do this job better. All right. And then the action needed, I would really appreciate feedback on the training proposal. You will not regret investing time or money in my growth. Okay, how does that sound? That's very different to just asking for training. Arshad, go for it.
Oh, thank you. This is fabulous. I see people are so deeply engrossed in these templates. We will make it available for you. Chantal, I just looking at your agenda, I see here there's something about brain plus meetings plus tests. Just to remind you, in case that fits in somewhere here.
Yes, we're going to do the brain session a little bit later, right, Tess? How did we decide, Tess? What did we decide? Shall I finish this piece and then we can deliberate? Linda, go for it. You have a question, Linda? No. All right. Stunning. So do you see how I constructed my storyline based on all of the pre-work I did with my audience? Now I could position it in a very elegant manner. I could give some options. And this sounds like a much more balanced, not nagging way of asking for training. All right, how does this sound to you? All right, so let's just quickly see. Does anyone have a difficult email that's kind of lying in the inbox that they haven't replied to, that they want to try working with this? Let's just see. Anyone got kind of one of those bomb emails that you You kind of left it in your inbox because you don't know yet what to do with it.
SARS? I'm joking.
Okay, if you've got tax problems, this is maybe not going to work for one of those tax problem issues.
I can offer him a free t-shirt. That's the best I can do.
All right, stunning. So let's do the following. So let us think about a possible scenario. Let's create a difficult email scenario. So let's say you have to ask your executive committee for some money for a customer experience journey, and you have noticed that the complaints in your company is unusually high, and you want to position that you want to spend some money on getting a deeper understanding of why the complaints in your company is so high, and you don't have the opportunity to present to them. You only have an email, and you want to nail this in an email. Okay, how does that sound as a challenge for you? Sound good? Sound good. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you in breakout rooms, and I'm going to put you 3 people in a breakout room, and I'm going to let you discuss that challenge and use this framework. And it would be stunning if someone would scribe, even if you did it in the chat, if someone would scribe, and then when we come back to the room, you're going to share a little bit of how you would approach that. All right, how does that sound? You keen? Okay, so I'm going to put you 3 in a breakout room. All right, when you land in your breakout room, please switch on your camera so that the other folks can see you. Quickly introduce yourselves just with your name and where you're from. All right, and then I'm going to ask the person with the shortest hair in the room will be the leader. All right, we'll just get input from the Tusehu, no issue there. So the person with the shortest hair in the room will be the leader, and you will give input to the leader. So when you come back, we can hear a few versions of that particular, what that message would sound like. Okay, everybody keen? I am going to send you to your breakout rooms. Let me quickly see my team. I'm going to just quickly set up some breakout rooms. All right, and I'm going to set our time. Fantastic. So you will automatically, if you haven't been in a breakout room before, you'll be automatically moved to the breakout room, and when the time's up, you'll automatically be moved back to this room. All right, and if you have a massive issue in your breakout room, just press your help button and I'll come over. And if you get stuck, I will also just drop off and come back, and we'll allocate you back to a room. All right, so 10 minutes. Person with the shortest hair will take the lead, and you are going to try and construct that communication by using this framework that I've just given you. All right, and I want you to focus on, you want to get your project approved. So tell them the most important things. I don't want a 2-page email. I want a concise, just a few lines on why they should pay attention to this and why it's important. All right, and I'm beaming you to your rooms.